Here it is. Here is a 7-book CGC unboxing coming your way. Hey there. Today I have a CGC unboxing for you, and I'm a little under the weather, so I apologize for my voice. But this was originally a 10-book submission, and when I sent this 10-book order in, I ended up selecting 3 books to get a custom label. So if you're not familiar with how that works, if you've seen some CGC slabs with that custom label, you can actually go in and select that for some of your books where it maybe matches or lines up with the particular book that you're getting graded. CGC has also just recently unveiled a whole new list of labels, but what's interesting is they retire some of the older labels. I don't know why they don't just keep adding them. I think it's a sort of manufactured scarcity there, and there are also people that don't really care about the custom label. I certainly enjoy the custom labels. I think it adds a little bit of extra flair to the book, especially if you want to keep it for the PC. It does go against my theory, though, of all of these different CGC fees not really affecting the value of the book in the long run. So it is purely a cosmetic item that you're paying for with those custom labels. Now, I'm talking a lot about the custom labels, and there aren't any custom label books in here. So I sent in 10. I selected 3 for custom labels, and those are actually arriving later. So once these books are slabbed and ready to go, CGC sends those out, and those other books go through a secondary process. So it's probably going to take another couple of weeks before I see those books. But it was important to me at the time to separate some of them with a custom label. But just understand, if you do that, if you're sending in one shipment and it's a mixed type of submission where maybe you have some books for grading, some books for pressing, some books for custom labels. If you're not paying attention as you go through the process, CGC is going to charge you to ship those items, those groups, those categories of books separately. So you're going to see additional shipping charges. So that's what happened to me here. Now, I was aware of this, and I'm fine with that. But that's why I'm only getting 7 books in this particular order that I'm about to unbox. But I'm super excited to get to these books. I have not seen these. As always, I save the grades and everything for these videos because I like for the unboxing, the unveiling to be authentic. I will definitely include the values of these books, maybe even what I paid for them, so that you can actually see during the unboxing video just kind of where my mindset was in terms of how I acquired the book and so forth. So let's get to the unboxing and reveal the 7 books that are inside. Okay, nice and easy. A little bit of cardboard on the top. Let's get, I got the invoice here. And let's get to it. So in no particular order. All right, here we go. Here is the first book. This is Star Wars 71. It's from 1983. This particular book I was big on because it's the first appearance of Bosk, and I loaded up on a few copies of these. Kind of a misfire in that I really thought that Bosk was going to make an appearance in the Book of Boba Fett. I really just thought it was going to be a full-on bounty hunter, like maybe even like pulling from the bounty hunter war, just something, right? I thought it was going to just be tons of bounty hunters, lots of action, and unfortunately that's not what it was. We did see Black Chrysanthemum, but we didn't get the bounty hunters. I believe if they try to continue the story, they're going to have to go down that road and have Boba meet some of his old friends again. But I figured with Trandoshans being there in the show that Bosk was just going to show up at some point, and he never did. I still think this is a good book, and I really felt like this was in high grade. I don't necessarily have predictions. When I send these books in, I think they're all 9.8 or at least a 9.6, so I don't have a book by book prediction for you. So let's see what this book got. 9.6. I think that's fair. That's certainly fine. It was funny. I was holding it, and right on the back, there was a bit of a notch on the back cover, which might have got me almost like a little chip off the back. But really looks good otherwise. Take these out of the bag too. But a very, very solid 9.6 white pages. Next up is Darth Vader #1. Now, a little bit of a theme here. This was right at the time where I was getting excited for the new Boba Fett show on Disney Plus. And Black Chrysanthemum, as I mentioned, kind of showing up. This is his first appearance. And wanted to grab this. And I had watched the episode that he first appeared in, and when he did, I watched it very early in the morning, probably around 5 a.m. And I ran into my office and very quickly snatched up several copies. And basically what I wanted to do was just find like the best of the stack and just determine, okay, is this going to be a 9.8, a 9.6, or whatever it is. So I thought that this was the best of that stack of Darth Vader #1s that I picked up. So here's the grade. 9.8, awesome. Okay, so I made the right call there. Very cool. This is the 2015 Darth Vader run. So with Darth Vader 3 probably being, well, not probably, it is the biggest key of the Darth Vader 2015 series. But #1, I didn't want to overlook it because of the Black Chrysanthemum first appearance. And it's noted right here on the label, which is very cool. So great cover, Adi Granov on the cover of this one. So really fits in with my Star Wars collection, and a really great Darth Vader cover, regardless of the Black Chrysanthemum character in comics and what you think. Now, could he show up in the Obi-Wan Disney Plus show? They have a little bit of a history from the comics. That would be super cool. It's certainly possible. Don't know how old Chrysanthemum is, so I'm not exactly sure. But as we know, Wookiees can live several hundred years, so it's possible that he could pop up in Obi-Wan, and because of the Star Wars fandom, I don't think we would necessarily question it. Maybe we'll get baby Chrysanthemum. I don't know. But anyway, great to get this one in a 9.8. All right. Yes, the next one, Spider-Man 2099 #1. This is all the way from 1992, a really tough foil cover. We know that Spider-Man 2099 is coming in the next Spider-Verse animated film. I believe he's voiced by Oscar Isaac, who just portrayed Moon Knight. Sort of an infamous classic 90s character. But what's particularly interesting about this is simply just the foil cover. It is so prone to dings and folds and bends. So it's a tougher book to get in a 9.8. Scratches and so forth. So I'm really curious to see what this copy got. The copy that I had, that I purchased off the rack in 92, had all of those folds and dings, and ended up purchasing an additional copy last year. And when I got it, I thought it was perfect. I thought it was definitely a 9.8 candidate. So here we go. 9.4, and yeah, like I was saying. Now, I'm going to look at this again, and the only thing I can think of is I missed some sort of scratch. If there are grader's notes, I will find them and put them in the video, but I can't see anything wrong with that, and I know that's very typical with a CGC unboxing. You open it up, and they say, well, I don't see anything wrong with it, and I'm kind of holding it back and forth in the light. It looks perfect to me, so maybe there's something on an interior page. I don't know. It's still a great looking book. Another thing that I've been into recently is getting either books already slabbed or books slabbed where the slab color, the label color kind of goes with it. This is a beautiful book to get with that light blue label. So everything kind of matches and flows. But it's still a very cool framed comic. So 9.4. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #3. This one is interesting to me because it's the first appearance of Titania. And this is good timing because the She-Hulk trailer just recently came out. We knew she was going to be in the show. She wasn't featured very prominently in the trailer, but she's there. And she is, if not the main rival of She-Hulk from the comics, then she's certainly one of them. And so I wanted to make sure I had this book in hand and graded before the show came out in case Titania became a recurring character of some greater importance. So here we go for Secret Wars #3 from 1984. All right, very cool. 9.8. So that's awesome. I love this. This at the time too, because all the rage right now is the 2015 Secret Wars, and at this time, late 2021, I just started picking up the 1984 original Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars. I have since shifted to the 2015 version, as most of the market has. So I did get quite a few of these original superhero Secret Wars books. So this labels his first appearance of Volcana and the new Titania, or Titania, depending on how you like to say it. Really awesome Mike Zeck cover. Would be very cool. It'd be a fun little project to get all 12 of these in a 9.8. So 1 down, 11 to go. Okay. Dr. Aphra, annual #1. And I'm going to finish this before I lose my voice completely. I think it's pretty obvious. I was on a Black Chrysanthemum kick at the time. And then it was weird. I sent the books in. The show finished. The book sat at CGC. Here they are. This is a great David Nakayama cover. Huge Nakayama fan. So to see Star Wars, Aphra, Chrysanthemum, all done by Nakayama on the cover, it was kind of a no-brainer to just get this. I wanted it for the PC. It is the origin of Black Chrysanthemum, but I'm not really looking at that in terms of a speculation. I really just wanted it for all of the things I just mentioned because of the art and just the cover itself. So here we go. Dr. Aphra, annual #1 from 2017. 9.8. Very cool. You've got Chrysanthemum. Obviously, he's featured here in the majority of the cover. But I really love Nakayama's Dr. Aphra on this one. I really think it's kind of a standout here. A little bit of a hidden gem in terms of the artwork. Yeah, she looks great. It would be awesome if that's really how she ends up showing up in the Star Wars universe once they introduce her. One way or another, she's coming to a future Star Wars project, one way or another. Could it be a Mandalorian Season 3? Maybe. But I'm just, anywhere I can get any books related to Aphra, I'm doing it. So very happy to get this. I do have some Nakayama books in a 9.8, which also adds kind of a secondary artist-based collection, 9.8, to that grouping as well. All right, 2 more to go. Keeping with that theme, this is Darth Vader #13. Another Chrysanthemum related book, Aphra as well. I think this one's considered hard to find. I don't know if I would, give it the old HTF and blast it around, but the Hastings variants were not super common. And I like this cover. I think it's a good cover. But it was one of those where, in the same order that I placed from Mile High Comics, I got the Aphra annual, the Darth Vader #1, and this Darth Vader #13. So this is from the same Kieran Gillian run that started in 2015. This is the January 2016 edition of Darth Vader, number 13. Here we go. 9.8. Awesome. This is like a movie poster. It is gorgeous. Alexei Bricklow, cover. Laraka on art on the interiors, and Kieran Gillian's story. And it's just great. It totally could be a Dr. Aphra movie or show movie poster. So, again, the rarity or the scarcity aside, I just loved the book when I saw it. And people were kind of scrambling to find Chrysanthemum books. I think throughout that same day, it was a weird, like, 12 to 16 hours once the show debuted, where people went and just started grabbing as many Chrysanthemum related books as they could find. And this was considered at the time to be scarce. And when I opened the order from Mile High, I got 2 of these, and one had some damage to it or some defects. It was probably a 9 or 9.2, and this one I thought was perfect, and decided to send this one in. I'm glad I did. The thing I will mention too is it does have a little bit of the Marvel wrinkling in it too. So if you get these books and you're like, I need to press every book, I guess I should have mentioned that none of these books were pressed. I didn't press them. I didn't send them in for pressing. These were just straight 9.8 candidates when I got them and sent them in. And I know I'm always taking the risk there of not pressing every book, but I really thought this one was really nice and crispy on its own. But I can tell it has a little bit of the Marvel waves in the page, but not a single spine tick at all, color breaking or otherwise. So really happy to have this one that, again, just fits a great theme of Aphra, Chrysanthemum. And again, Chrysanthemum's introduced, right, of all the bounty hunters that were introduced in Book of Boba Fett, he's the one that was chosen. Why? Because they have plans for Aphra. So I think that even though this has cooled off since the time of that first appearance, I think that long term, it's still a good play to pick up some of his books. All right, last book. Is it another Star Wars Chrysanthemum book? Well, it's another Star Wars book. Has nothing to do with Dr. Aphra or Black Chrysanthemum that we know of. I would say Star Wars Thrawn number 6. This is from 2018. This is sort of the bookend. I have issue 1 of this series, cover A in a 9.8, and now this is issue 6, the last book in the series. I really think this was a great Thrawn cover. I think that once he appears on the screen, there's going to be another resurgence of Thrawn comics hitting all of those top 10 lists, and there really aren't that many. So my thinking here was send in whatever you have. There is the Thrawn 1 by Matina, the 1 in 50, which is kind of the go-to right now in terms of Thrawn speculation. Of course, his first appearance as well. But any of those Heir to the Empire books, and like I do say often, get the books around the key. If you can't get the key, then surround it. So I have Heir to the Empire 2 through 6. I have several of this first Thrawn series, just single issues, raw issues. And I just thought this was a really, really great Thrawn cover. It is not as nice as that 1 in 50 by Matina, but I figured I like this one more than I like issue number 1. So I wanted to send this in for grading. So here we go. 9.8. Awesome. Very cool. Love this one. Paul Renaud on the cover of this one. No real significance other than Thrawn himself, with obviously Darth Vader and the Emperor behind him. But yeah, I just wanted to, like I said, just be prepared once Thrawn is introduced. Now this one, it does have a couple of spine ticks that I can see, and a little bit of softening on the corner, and that really didn't take away its chances from getting the 9.8, which is nice to see. So I sometimes panic and think, oh, if there's a couple of spine ticks, color breaking or otherwise, that it's just a 9.6, and I just sort of grade most of these books a 9.6, but it looks really great. Otherwise, no real Marvel wrinkling on this one. So very cool. So lots of Star Wars, and this is kind of what I do. We're in a little bit of a lull for Star Wars. That's about to pick up again with the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and maybe some of these books are a reminder of some maybe books that have really cooled off and are worth picking up on before we really get going with Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and Star Wars comes roaring back. It's a little bit of a sleeping giant right now. I think everybody's fixated on Obi-Wan appearances, but you really can't go wrong picking up Thrawn books, Ahsoka, Black Chrysanthemum, Dr. Aphra. These are all great characters that are really going to take center stage over the next couple of years in the Star Wars cinematic Disney Plus universe. So there you go. So let's see. Not too bad, I would say. 5 out of 7, pretty good. The Spider-Man 2099 #1, really odd on that one. Very strange, but I did say that one's just super tough for some reason. So it's an example of books that you can find relatively inexpensive and affordable as compared to their slabbed value. And there's a lot of those types of books where you just sort of have to know that a particular book is more prone to damage or other things, bends, you name it, and that is certainly one of them. So it's a book that now I'm going to be kind of on the lookout for again, raw. Because if you can land a book like that 9.8, the folks that really are aware of how tough a book it is are going to be willing to pay a premium for that. So yeah, not a bad submission there. Star Wars heavy. Hopefully I'll get the other 3 books soon with the custom labels. And so stay tuned for that in a future CGC unboxing video. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Happy collecting. And see you next time.